Hello, and welcome to my channel, Knotty Gnome Crafts. My name is Sarah, and you can find me as Knotty Gnome on Instagram. If you are a new or returning viewer, thanks so much for joining me. Today's video is going to be all about my December makes. Before we get started, today I am wearing my second Sew Over It Heather dress. I made this out of a sweatshirting fabric that I got from Joann fabrics, and I did have to go back and fix the neckline because it was too loose, and it is still a little bit loose. It doesn't want to lay completely flat, so that annoys me a little bit. But I do mostly just wear this dress around the house. I don't really wear it outside the house, so it doesn't bother me that much. And I will insert a photo here so you can see what it looks like on. So December was a little bit of a weird month for me. If you don't know this already, my husband is renovating our kitchen, and so our house has kind of been disrupted a little bit, and there's a lot of stuff in storage that is currently in my sewing room. So the last 2 weeks of December, I didn't do hardly any sewing, and so yeah, I have a little bit of a weird selection of things. But yeah, let's just get into it. So the first two things that I finished in the month of December were my Jennifer Lauren Handmade Gable top and my Sew Over It Edie top. And I did do a full review, a comparison review of those patterns, and I will link that up in the cards in case you missed it. And if you're new to my makes videos, I don't go into a lot of detail about the garments themselves because a lot of times I've already covered that in other videos. But what I do try to do is style the garments in a way that I think that I would probably wear them in real life, and I do insert that footage as we go. So yeah, the Jennifer Lauren Handmade Gable top, I made it out of a cotton spandex jersey that I got from Knit Pop, and I made the size 8 with an A cup, and I'm really happy with how this top turned out. I've been wearing it lots, like probably at least once a week since I finished it. I found that the charcoal gray color just goes with so many things in my wardrobe, and it's a wonderful layering piece that I can wear it on its own with jeans, or I can wear it under things like pinafore dresses, or even as a layer that you don't see, like if I wear a sweater over the top or something. It's just a nice base layer, and so I really do enjoy wearing that one. And then the Edie top, unfortunately I do not have new footage of its style to show you, and that is because it's in the wash. As I said, both of these tops, I've been wearing them on constant rotation since I finished them, so I just didn't want to delay this video anymore, and so I do not have new footage of that, but I will be inserting, if I still have my original video footage, and if I have, I know I have pictures that I can put in of that one. It's made out of a lovely light blue cotton spandex jersey that I got from fabric.com. And that one, because it's a color and not a neutral, it's not quite as versatile as the Gable, but I have been wearing that a lot as well. And yeah, I really do like both of these tops, and I think that they're going to be a staple in my wardrobe for many years. The next garment that I finished in December is Simplicity 9385. And I made this out of a cotton modal spandex jersey that I got from Fabric Mart. This I actually made out of the leftovers that I used for my little red dress project, but I finished that one after I finished this one, so I'll get to that. But I really had been wanting to try this Simplicity pattern because I had seen so many beautiful versions of it on Instagram and YouTube, and I just wanted to try it out for myself. And I really do love the pattern. It has like kind of a loose fitting turtleneck. The version that I made has cuffs on the sleeves and it has a hemband. It's a little bit cropped, and I just find that the style really suits me, and I love the fabric, I love the color. I really do think that I'm going to get a lot of wear out of this top, and I should really make more of these because I really do like the style and the fit. Now, if I remember correctly, I did size down one size from what I would normally wear. Normally in Big 4, I make a size 8 for tops, but for this one, I made a size 6, and I think that that was a really good decision because I had heard that the shoulders are a little bit wide, and so I did find that the size 6 fit me pretty well, and still has plenty of ease in the chest and everything. And yeah, I really, really like that top as well, and I haven't worn it quite as much as I've worn the other two that I already talked about. But I have worn it quite a bit since I finished it. The next finish in December was my little red dress project dress. So this was made out of the exact same fabric that I just mentioned that I got from Fabric Mart several years ago. And I ended up making the Miss Ruby Tuesday dress, which is from a pattern company called One Puddle Lane. And I really like this pattern because it is a mix and match type pattern that has so many different types of bodices and skirts and sleeves that you can interchange. And I really do think that that pattern is a great value for your money because there's just endless variations for dresses that you can make out of this. So for my little red dress, I chose there's a plain crossover bodice. So I chose that one. And then I originally put on an A-line skirt and decided it didn't suit me, and I reshaped it to be a straight skirt. And then I actually hacked it and I added the sleeves from the Little Lizard King Galena dress. And I'm really happy with how this dress came out. I did do a full video about this dress, so I will link that up in the cards. And I've worn it a couple of times. I think I wore it on like the week before Christmas, and I might have worn it on New Year's, I can't remember, but I have worn it twice since I've made it. And it's not like, I know it's red, so this might kind of sound kind of weird, but it's not like the flashiest dress in my wardrobe, but I do feel like it's a really nice addition, and I do think I'm gonna get a lot of wear out of it in the winter, and actually I think I could probably extend it into the spring and the fall. Probably not summer because of the sleeves, but I do think I'll get a lot of wear out of it through the seasons. The next finish in December was the True Bias Nico top. I have made this top 2 other times. I made the sleeveless tank version, and then I also made the long sleeve dress version. So this is my first time making the just plain turtleneck long sleeve top, and I really loved it. I think that this is going to be a TNT pattern in my wardrobe. I do see myself making a few more this winter. The fabric that I used was a rib knit that I got from Knit Pop. I can't remember the fiber content, but it's in this beautiful wine color. And I think the color really suits me. I really like the style of it. I like how it's fitted. Again, it's a wonderful layering piece. And so I guess like the theme of this month was like the layering tops. And so I'm just really happy with how it turned out. And like I said, I do plan on making many more. I'm pretty sure I made the size 2, and I shortened the sleeves, I think 4 inches, and I think I shortened the body 2 inches. And having done that, I think the fit is really spot on. And like I said, I'm just looking forward to making a few more this winter. The next finished garment in December was something for my husband. So I had made my husband a pair of men's Hudson pants. Actually, I made him 2 pairs back in 2017, 2018, something around there. And he still has them, but they're getting kind of old and tatty. And so I just decided to go ahead and make him a new pair. And I used a French terry, a cotton spandex French terry that I got from Knit Pop in this olive green color. Now, unfortunately, I do not have footage of him wearing the pants. I have not been able to pin him down. He's pretty busy right now. But I do have a picture of it that I'll insert here so you can see what the finished garment looks like. And I think I made the size 34, and when I first made the pattern a few years back, I had shortened the legs by 1 inch, and he told me this time that the legs were just a little bit too short. So I ended up lengthening them the 1 inch. So really it's just the original length in the pattern. And he said that that was perfect. And so I'm really happy to have kind of a tried and true pattern for him that I can just get it out and make him a new pair anytime that he needs it. And he seems really happy with these. So I am thrilled with how those came out for him, even though I did kind of want to keep that olive fabric for myself, but that's okay. So the next couple of makes I have to talk about are refashions. I have decided to include refashions in my makes videos. So the first one I have to talk about was a wrap dress that I had made back in July. It was Vogue 1734, and I made it out of Iran crepe that I got from fabric.com. And I loved the fabric. It was super beautiful, but the dress just didn't work for me. And so what I finally ended up doing was I removed the bodice from the skirt. And then, so I was originally thinking about, well, I'll take off the bodice and I'll just turn it into a wrap skirt. But in the end, I decided to go even easier than that, and I made it into an elastic waist skirt. So it's actually a faux wrap now. And the way that I did that was, the original dress was too long. So once I took the bodice off from the skirt, I actually chopped 6 inches off of the top of the skirt to make it shorter. And that made it about a midi length, which is what I wanted. And then it was quite wide, of course, because, you know, it doesn't fit at the waist anymore. So I just measured what I thought I would need in order to pull the skirt up over my hips. I think I kept it at like a 38-inch waist, basically. So I just overlapped the skirt so that the top of it measured 38 inches. And then I did have enough fabric left over that I cut a separate waistband piece, and I just did a straight rectangle for the waistband at 38 inches. Seamed that together and then attached to the skirt and inserted elastic, and that just made it a very easy pull-on skirt. Super simple to wear. I don't have to fiddle with ties or anything, and I really love how this came out. I think it's another one where I think I might like it even more than I would have liked the original dress, even if it had fit. And I think I'm going to get a lot of wear out of it. So I styled it for you in this video. I do think it's going to be another thing that I can wear year-round because the fabric is pretty light. But it is quite dark in color. The fabric's lightweight, but it's dark in color, and so I feel like I can wear it in the winter with tights and boots, but I can also wear it in the summertime with sandals and like a tank top. I just think it's going to be really versatile, and I am absolutely thrilled with how this refashion came out. And it just goes to show that like not everything works out, but sometimes it's good to just keep sticking with it because eventually you'll come upon something that really works for you. So the next two makes I have styled together, so I'm just going to talk about both of them and then insert the clip. So my other refashion was McCall's 8035, I believe that's the right number, and it's the Bryn McCall's dress. It was the first version that I had made out of a cotton linen blend, and it's with black and white threads, but it looks sort of like mostly like a dark gray basically. And the only thing that I did to refashion this was the sleeve, the wrist elastic was too tight and uncomfortable. So I removed the elastic and put in a longer piece of elastic so that it's just loose on my arms now. It's much, much more comfortable to wear. Originally, I wasn't super thrilled with this dress because it is a size too big. The second time that I made the dress, I actually sized down and that dress fits me better. But this one, now that I fixed the elastic and I wore it with tights and boots, I think that I do like it better as a fall winter dress. I think that when I originally made it, I was trying to style it for spring and summer. And I think because of the color and the long sleeves, it might have just been throwing me for a loop, that it just didn't really seem like a spring or summer dress. But now that I have styled it more for fall and winter, I do feel like it's more appropriate for that season, even though it is a cotton linen blend. It's a little bit heavier, and so I actually think it's more appropriate weight-wise for the fall and winter. So I do want to keep this dress in my closet. It's not going to be my absolute favorite that I'm reaching for all the time, but I do like it better now, and I think that I will get some wear out of it. And then the next thing that I styled with it is a knitted garment. So it is my Zomboni Shawl, which is a pattern by Casa Pinka, and I had bought this pattern on sale many years ago, and I just never made it. And I had some hand spun that is from a loop fiber bump. I can't talk today. It's a gradient bump, so it goes from kind of a cherry red all the way to a very dark, almost black, like raisin type color. So it has that progression. And it's a very easy pattern. It's easy to memorize the stitch pattern. I cannot remember right now what needles that I used. So the needles that I used were size 6, and I used my Hiya Sharp interchangeables. And this shawl sort of reminded me that I need to stop using metal needles and use wood, because I do have some problems with my hands and my wrists, and I did find that the metal needles really hurt my hands. So I think I might have even switched at some point to using wood needles, and that did help a lot. But anyway, this type of shawl, it's an asymmetrical triangle, and it's one of those that it's very easy to just make use of the whatever yardage of yarn that you have. And so I just repeated the pattern until I ran out of yarn. And I'm really happy with how this came out. I don't think I mentioned the fiber content. I believe it's a wool silk sparkle blend, and I do really like how it sparkles a little bit. It has some silver sparkle, and it's pretty subtle, but I do like that aspect of it. And yeah, the style of the shawl, because it's so long and skinny, it looks more like a scarf. So it's pretty easy to style and easy to wear. I actually have not worn it yet, but I do think that I will get some wear out of it because I think the colors really match with a lot of things in my wardrobe. So yeah, I'm really happy with how that shawl came out. And I did style it with the Bryn McCall's dress. So hopefully I've inserted the footage so you can see what that looks like together. The next thing that I finished in December was actually a sweater for my dog. So in the Black Friday sale, I had bought some patterns from Green Style Creations, and they had an offer where you could if you spend a certain amount of money, then you could also download one of their patterns for free. And so I downloaded their pet pullover. That was the free choice that I made. And I think it's a pet pullover because you can make it for dogs and cats, I believe, but I just made it for my dog. I made the size large, I think. So I made the size extra large based off of my dog Penny's measurements. Penny is a pit bull mix, and she has really short hair, and she barely has any hair on her underside, so she gets cold really easily, and I live in a cold place. So I just decided to use up some leftover bamboo French terry that I got from Emma One Sock, and I trimmed it with some leftover cotton spandex jersey that I had gotten from Style Maker Fabrics. It was just a nice way to use up some leftovers, basically. And I just whipped her up this little sweater, and it was really very fast to make. And I think that she likes it. Usually I put it on her when she comes back from her morning walk. Usually she's a little bit cold and shivery, and so I will throw it on her then, and she kind of settles down and takes a morning nap. And I think she really likes it, so I'm happy to have made that for her, and I might make more of them in the future. And then after I finished the pet pullover, that was really where I had the gap where I didn't make much of anything for the rest of the month. But I did manage to complete one final thing, and that was another knitted project. And that was my West Yorkshire Spinners socks that I made for my husband. So I've had this yarn in my stash for quite a number of years. It's a self-striping colorway, so it does all the work for you. And I just made a very basic pair of socks for my husband. I do like to knit him at least one pair of socks a year because he's harder on his socks than I am. So there's a good chance he's gonna wear holes in at least one pair a year. So I'm basically just kind of replacing them in his rotation and keeping things intact. So yeah, I think I did 76 stitches cuff down, and I used size 0 needles for that, and I knit them one at a time. And I did a traditional heel flap and gusset, and then I think I did a spiral toe and a contrasting yarn that was actually a naturally dyed yarn that I dyed like many years ago. Just a little leftover that I had. And yeah, I'm really happy with how this came out, and happy that he has a fresh new pair of socks, because I swear any day now he's gonna bring me a pair of socks that has holes in it. And I don't fix socks anymore. I'm kind of over that. I no longer darn socks. Once they have holes in them, we're just done. So yeah, I was happy to replace a future pair of socks with holes for him. So that was everything that I made in December. Let me know in the comments what was your favorite, and I would love to hear what you made in December. And yeah, thanks so much for stopping by and watching my videos. I really do appreciate that you take time out of your day to watch my channel. If you like this, I hope you will hit the like button, and please consider subscribing. And I will see you again next time.